Right. Okay, excellent. Well, oh, that's actually working quite well, lighting wise. And position of the camera's a bit off, but you know what? I can deal with that. Okay, right. Start off with the usual nonsense. There obviously not going to be any audio or video from what we're going to be watching tonight. This is a BYOC, bring your own copy. We can get around the sort of copyright issues and not have my channel completely shut down. To help facilitate that, I start off with a 5-second countdown, and then I start the synchronized timer. It gives me an excuse to test it, which is basically, as you can see, sort of there, and then stop it, start it again, stop it, pause, whatever. That's basically there, so if you join the stream late or you need to pause or whatever, feed the cat or whatever reason you need, that way we're all on the same point of the film within a few seconds, allowing for Twitch tomfoolery. Right. Excuse me, I also have a cat on my lap as well, so she's... Yeah, see, there you go. Right. So, good evening. Right. First of all, a little disclaimer I have to put out. Whilst I haven't seen this film, I have read the books that it's based on. But I know from the first film there are differences between the book and the adaptation. Some of them work, some of them surprised me in a pleasant way, some of them I was not exactly 100% happy with, but I could deal with it. This is a continuation of it, because the first Dune book is a chunky mother trucker. It really, really is. And in the in the book chronology as well, the second one is called Dune Messiah, and in comparison, it's like a pamphlet. I mean, it's like almost like it's borderline, in my opinion, like a short story, but it was more to like sort of tie off some loose ends and set up for the next one. And that is where Dune 3 ends, is at the end of Dune Messiah. But I think they are going to be laying the foundations and making the mentions towards what happens in Children of Dune onwards. I'm a little bit not upset, but I can understand why. Villeneuve has basically said that there's only going to be 3. Because Dune Part 1, Dune Part 2, we're watching today, because, like I say, it is a big film. There has been TV adaptations, and I think it kind of works with a TV adaptation, one of which did a very good version of a particular character. I almost gave a spoiler there. But what I'll say is it was actually quite a star-studded cast. But I very much like how they have handled the changes. Like I say, have been different. Now, hang on, let me see if this works. There we go. Right. Because in the first book / film, there's a character called Liet Kynes, who plays a very prominent role in the first book. Very prominent. And they changed the nature of Liet Kynes from being a white dude who had been, gone native, for want of a better term, to a black lady. Now, it surprised me because of things that happen in relation to that character, but the character itself, I did not have a problem with, because she also went out like an absolute fucking baller by summoning Shai Hulud to devour themselves and the Sardaukar who were about to kill her, kind of thing. Because in that first bit, everyone's thinking, it's like, okay, we haven't properly seen someone, summon the worms and then ride them. And it's like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be, Kynes showing us, that happened, did it? So there's differences. The major story beats, like I say, for the most part, have stayed the same. I'm going to turn it on now. Have stayed the same, but it's also the differences. And to be honest, I kind of like that when adaptations change things slightly, not by a huge amount. I'll keep the main story beats, sure, but when you change things, you think, well, why would I want to watch it if it was 100% exactly the same? Another good example of it is Vox Machina and the Critical Role animations. there was definitely some changes between the campaign, the actual play that they did, and the animation, but they worked. And sometimes I see people get too hung up on things being exactly the same from one adaptation to another. Because if you're making it exactly the same, that's not an adaptation. That's not a remake. That's just like a reshoot. And it's like, well, what's the point? It's not even like a remaster because you're not using the original stuff. You're just... So I do try not to get too hung up on differences. But there was one... I'm trying to think which I can say this without being a spoiler. I could put a spoiler warning up again, but it's more of a spoiler to things that happen later on in the books, which is quite important. I think no, you know what? I'm going to be good because if I say it, it will set me off on a tangent and I will spoil things. But let's just say it's something that becomes very relevant to the books later. Was changed from the first film, but again, I wasn't complaining. It was just more of a, that's how they're doing it this time. And yeah, I'm trying to keep vague on purpose because I know a lot of people haven't seen the film, and I haven't seen this film before. I've read the books. I haven't seen the film, so I'm warning you now. There will probably be quite a few. Again, depending upon how they handle it, there may or may not be a few. That was different than the books. Stuff like that, references, because that's obviously what I've got a point of reference for, and I now have a cat back on my lap. Right, now I've seen the trailer for part 3, and oh, hello. Yes, I know, you've been very good today. No, El Cato has been very good today. She's had a treat of some kitty milk as a reward for being a good cat, haven't you? And that's why you're being all affectionate, because you've been being a good kitty. Right, so I was trying to think. Yeah. There's definitely been, to say, some changes. Like, one thing I did like though that they changed was how they handled a character in the first one. And this is not a spoiler because, well, it's a spoiler if you haven't seen the first film. There's a character called Janice, and in the book, when Paul kills him, by Fremen law and tradition, how can I put this? If you kill someone in ritualistic combat, in challenge, you then become responsible for their family and offspring. Okay, again, makes perfect sense. You've denied them their protector, the person they rely on. You now take responsibility for them, even though they were not involved. So it's like, okay, that wasn't shown in the film. And there's also let's just say a bonding experience that occurs for the Fremen when they all partake of the spice. It's yeah, definitely not something that would go in a film. Let's just put it like that. It's definitely one of the sort of things I can remember reading it and going like, oh, okay, they're going to partake of the spice together and get completely bongoed. That's not what they're doing. Oh, right, skip that chapter. It was one of those type of things. Not my cup of tea. Not bad, just right. So, as I said at the beginning, we are going to have a 5-second countdown. Let me just get everything all prepared because this is it. Now, this is a longish film. This is about, including the credits, this is 2 hours 46 minutes. I don't know if there's a post-credits scene. I'm not going to skim ahead because I don't want to spoil anything for myself. But once we get to the end, I will do a quick skim ahead to see if there's any post-credit scenes. Obviously, even even though it's a film, we don't skip the intros here to keep everyone all on the same point. Yeah, I don't think there is. Like, there wasn't in the first ones, but it might just be one of those like random scenes that pops up in the credits or something like that, just as like a sort of this is coming in the next film type of thing, or the fate of a particular character and blah 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 blah, all that nonsense. You've already seen it. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. So according to the chat, there is probably no post-credit scenes, but for my own satisfaction, if nothing else, I will do a quick scan forward just in case there's been, shall we say, editing shenanigans, which they have done before. I've seen something on like a film, no post credit scene, and then there was something they added later when I watched it on streaming services. I was like, I don't remember that. So I would assume that there isn't, but to be on the 100% safe side, once the credits begin, I'll do a quick scan forward to see if there is anything. If not, then we can call it a night, because by that point my bladder will be bursting. Right. Consume the juice of Sappho. That's another thing I loved in the first one, like the whole stuff with the Mentats, the living computers. Right. I'm trying to remember. Okay. Because my memory's gone a bit fuzzy, and I'm getting the older version film mixed up with that. In the first Dune, I'm going to call it Dune Part 1, did we see what the navigators looked like? Like the third stage navigators? Or am I thinking of the David Lynch film when he's in the big Lego box? Either way, a big portal, just a random thought was in my head. Right, okay. So, as I say, 5-second countdown, and then we will begin. Right, let me just make sure it's all queued up. We are ready to go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oof! Christ on. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Seriously, there's a YouTube video, it's a Sadukar chant. It's called Hamburger Cheeseburger, based on the first film. It's hilarious because it legitimately sounds like they are chanting Hamburger Cheeseburger Big Mac Whopper, being donned with the holy tomato ketchup. It's hilarious. It's only about a 20-second vid, but it's great. Right, watch mode. Ordered the music. Oh yeah. I wonder how many times we're going to hear "Listen, Agib." Oh, Ireland's Yep. Oh. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Yep. Basically, House Atreides was all but wiped out. Yep. Oh, I forgot he was in this. Okay, Florence Pugh is a great choice for Irulan. Like, seriously, the casting in these films have just been... Oh, the Beast Rabban. Played by the most excellent Dave Bautista. Oh, yes, of course. Yep. The casting choices have been pretty damn good for this. That's a lovely shot. I'm kind of gutted I didn't get a chance to watch this in the cinema, but the first part I watched it and I just got so overloaded because there was so much going on. Oh. Oh. Aaliyah. The abomination. Oh. Yeah. Leah Atreides. Awoken to full consciousness and genetic memory whilst in the womb. She's going to be an interesting character. Ah, yeah, of course. Remember, walk around with them, and you won't attract the worm. There was a Fat Boy Slim video based on that. Starring Christopher Walken, surprisingly, who now plays Emperor Shaddam. Oh, there he is. Javier Bardem. Great choice for Stilgar. And I like how the sort of like the camera filters make sense. It's like, you know, Giddy Prime has like a sort of dark star, that bleaches out all the colour, so everything looks black and white there. Arrakis has like dust in the sky all the time, so it has that weird sort of almost Martian vibe to it. And it's one of the few times actually having, that like that camera filter works. Ah, Harkonnen soldier speaking Harkonnen. Yes, can try remember. Yep. Yeah, because she's a full Reverend Mother right now, which is, as I say, is causing the fact that she is with child problems. I'm not sure if it'd be addressed in this film, but it should be addressed in the next one. They must be sweating buckets in that. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think the Sardaukar aren't. Well, they're interesting how they came to be. Again, book spoilers. Oh, that's a thumper. Should I hear the disc? Yeah, not worm. Worms, plural. Even one is. Oh, oh, that's a good. Oh, I like that. Like that run and then go into flight mode without stopping. Oh, that was lovely. Because suspensors and fields and things like that are a big deal in Dune, but you don't really want to use a suspensor field around the worms. They don't like it. It's the vibrations. Makes them go twitchy. See? Oh, look for worm signs. So, yeah. Guys, him got me. Oh, that's a good eclipse. And yep, the skies are getting darker. Nice. No, you're not. You go bye bye now. So I just stood there for a few seconds. No, you do not want to turn on shields in the desert. You do not. But you do not want to do that. That's a guaranteed. Are they using las weapons? That would be a very bad idea if they're using las weapons. Basically, las weapons and shields really don't get along. That's why they just keep dropping out the sky. Yep. It's also a way of explaining why bladed weapons work because shields. The slow blade penetrates the shield. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Yeah, thanks, Mum. That's such a mum response. How many times have I told you? Uh, get their water rations. Yep. And by water rations, yeah, that's exactly what I mean by water rations, not chug chug water rations. Oh, yeah. It's why it's a waste of moisture. Hmm. Yeah, it's basically forcibly dehydrated him. Oh, that's a good call. Yep. Summon the worm for a offering to Shai Hulud as a bit of a lunch, bit of a snack, as it were. And something else I do appreciate is, for a desert culture, the ladies don't use makeup in the same way. Oh yeah, yeah. That's that's what I like to see. ED Prime, a messed up place. Arakeen, capital of Northern Arrakis. Seriously, Batista plays an excellent Raban. I'm very impressed with how he plays his character. It's yeah, that chanting is. I don't think that guy's going to be waking up. Or if he does, he's going to have one hell of a migraine and a concussion and probably some missing teeth. The The music really does add to the ambience. Yep. Mm-hmm. So anybody does hear that just thinks it's like some bug or something. So he's starting to pick up the language as he should. Oh, we're here. Yes, the sieges are like the equivalent of towns for the Fremen. That's awkward. And it also makes sense if they're in the deep desert that they would be of a darker skin. Makes perfect sense. You can imagine the amount of people that pissed off. Those types. Oh, that's Jamis. Oh, so they might be addressing the problem I mentioned earlier. That would explain why Paul wanted to carry him. Your son Agib. Mm. uh, right, so obviously Stilgar believes, but they don't. Yeah, because he's seen what Paul can do. Paul and his mother, Jessica, Lady Jessica. Yes, it's basically the beginning of a religion. Damn. One thing I cannot deny that this visually, in terms of like looks, the set pieces, the costumes. Again, the costumes really play an important part, and the audio. I don't just mean the music. I mean like the sounds you can hear in the background, things like that. Beautiful film. He no, he's just tripping balls. He's having a vision. Hmm. The Water Master. And I didn't realise until I saw Strange New Worlds that that is the guy who plays Mbenga. That same dude. Vacuum pack. Extraction of the moisture. Like, what's it like? We're like, what, 2/3 water ourselves? That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. Correction. That's an F ton of water. There you go. 38 million. Yep, that's 1,000 times that. Hmm. Yep. So you can appreciate the religious significance of it. Yep. Oh, I've just realised Oh, the whole thing of Alia hasn't happened yet. Oh. I apologise if I spoiled something for people, but I lost track of what place we were in the film. I apologise. That hasn't happened yet. Even so, the child of a reverend mother is. Mm, in one instance. Very. Yep. Basically, they have a genetic memory that they can access along the feminine line. Not male. But if a male tries this, male dies. Painfully. Mm-hmm. You stop doing that. I know, but I'm watching the film. Stop it. Yeah, she's been a cheeky little self. You. Sorry. Madam's tail keeps hitting the microphone when she does it. I know. Charlie's not a believer, but it seems. Obviously, he wouldn't, but they would. Maybe they should have chosen a different colour for the text on a very bright background, because I was having trouble reading that just then. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I love the litany against fear is amazing. Oh, the water of life. Oh, ah, the voice. So yeah, this is going to cause a problem. Yeah. Oh, so think about. Yeah, here it comes. Because she's having to protect herself and Alia. And because they're connected, obviously, through the umbilical cord, Alia's going to have this all dumped into her pre-born brain at once. Yeah, you've just made. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why. This is why it doesn't happen. Yep. Yeah. Now this is a difference from the books. In the books, Chinese is like number one supporter. Yeah, because the Bene Gesserit have borderline complete control over their body. The whole point is take the poison, counteract it. You're a Reverend Mother. Excellent, great success. Downside is Lady Jessica was pregnant, which is a bit of a pickle. Only the Messiah denies he is the Messiah. That's very Monty Python. He denies himself as the Messiah. He must be the Messiah. Yep. Think of it. Being a fetus, suddenly full consciousness and genetic memory dropped into your still forming brain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And because it's genetic memory, Alia has all of Jessica's memories as well. Hmm. Now again, the difference between the books and this film. Jessica was afraid of Paul taking the water of life. It's the everything on Arrakis is oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, when you're in the heat and you're possibly hallucinating the spirits of your ancestors type thing. Yeah, I mean, there's some logic to it. You can understand it. If you've if you're not used to the desert, the deep desert especially, and you borderline start hallucinating, especially with all the spice around, you're gonna think that the Jinn are trying to tempt you with things. So it's a good way to say that, yeah, look, you're gonna see some weird shit, you're gonna hear some weird shit, just ignore it. Hmm. Although I did see one hypothesis regarding Alia and Jessica as to why she's slightly different to her reaction is that Alia is Alia has no self control at the moment because she's preborn, so her thoughts and feelings and impulses are overtaking Jessica. Now I don't know if that's true. It's not a bad hypothesis because they are kind of still technically one entity at the moment. Yep. Remember what you said? Ignore the Jinn. Oh no, that's a Charlie. Regular sand, not drum sand. Remember, walk about with them. Oh, yep. Dude, you got somebody who literally lives this every day of their life. That's like going to like another. Well, it is. It's like going to another country and saying, "Well, the books I've seen actually." And it's like, no, dude, seriously, don't be, don't be like that. But yeah, before I forget, the lightning against fear. Some psychologists have actually analysed it and said that it's a very good way of helping to manage your fear. Like maybe maybe deliberately, maybe not, but it works. Lightning against fear. Yeah, because the desert gets quite cold at night, and then it's like, no, Paul, think of your primary brain. And obviously, this is all taking time. Yeah, she's actually having. This is not her hallucinating. She is literally having the conversation with Alia. And yeah, this is a difference from the book. Which makes me think this is not Jessica. Yeah, this isn't Jessica. This is Alia talking through her. Muad'Dib! Which again, for the film, it does kind of make sense. Because in the book, obviously, they can go into a lot more other stuff and things like that. But look at that. No, Muad'Dib! Yes. Yes, Muad'Dib. Sorry. Like, go on. There. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I accidentally booped you on the nose. I do apologise. I'm sorry. Oh, even like the Fadakin was just like look, Muad'Dib, love you lots, mate, but you need to shoot. Spice harvesters. And that was another thing I did like in part one, was when Paul got his like first huff of like pure unfiltered spice and was tripping balls. The ornithopters. Basically, they're dragonflies. Because you in an environment like Arrakis, you really can't have jet engines, because first time it takes off, that engine's getting clogged. Oh, this is going to be careful. Yeah. It's the Fadakin. Now, if the Fremen are basically, elite desert fighters, the Fadakin are basically the elite of the elite, as they are shown you here. Yep. Yeah, it's a good job they're not using las guns. Although, well, the worms are going to turn up anyway with all this rumbling. Question is when. Yeah, that's not something you can mess up in terms of timing. You F that up, you're in trouble. You get squished. Yeah, and Paul is absolutely trained in hand-to-hand combat by good old Thanos himself. Fair play to her. Fair play. That was a good shot. Was that ornithopter shielded? If it was, that's a problem. It is shielded. Yeah. Because the way that shields work in the Dune universe is they work on basically, well, to put it in simple terms, they work off of vibrations. Which is why the worms don't like them. And again, essentially because las guns are, and again, highly, highly simplified, vibrating light, shields and las cannons and weapons do not interact very well. Yeah, it's more complicated than that, but in simplified, oh yeah, which is why they needed to take out the Thopter first, because they were using las cannons, las weapons. Yeah. Essentially, if a las weapon and a shield interacts, it's almost like a nuclear explosion. Very, very messy. Very unpredictable. I mean the other Fremen lady there is like, Chani, if you don't make a move, I will. Mind your back. And the thing about melange, the spice, is it enhances your abilities that you naturally have. So if you're smart, spice will make you just that little bit better. If you're strong, just that little bit stronger. And the downside is, though, if you stop taking it, you die. There's no going cold turkey. You literally stop taking, you die. Usul. That is. Muad'Dib! Yeah. Muad'Dib! Yeah, the little mouse, Muad'Dib. There you go. He's now officially a Fremen. I like the way everyone's like basically just sort of like queuing up to give him a hug. It's like, welcome, brother. Oh. Oh. I wonder if they're going to show that they've got to show how how they do the worm riding. Like, not, I don't mean like this, mate. How they get onto the worms. They've there, there, there. Can I get a lift? No, get your own worm. They've got to show how it's done. Soft music. It's the ducal signaturing. Yeah, so he's not getting rid of it. He's just not putting it on his finger. Oops. That really is freaking breathtaking. Yep. I think deserts really are. It's like the way that the dunes undulate and move. It's like an ocean. Yeah, you could have gone like two more opposite planets. Caladano. Yeah. Caladan's basically like Northern Europe, including the Britain. Yeah, she's not a fan of prophecies. That's true. Yeah, that's actually. I mean, film culture isn't perfect, but they don't. Well, you can't afford to have that, misogyny and that kind of stuff in there. It's like because it can cause problems for everybody. Plus, what? Why would? Oh, oh, they're smooching. Oh, but yeah, it's like why would you cut off? You know, a potential fighting force on a planet where you need everyone to do their bit. It makes no sense. Now, of course, as I said, for there are regional issues like the northern and the southern tribes and stuff like that, but no, we don't hate them because they're skin color. We hate them because they're from the north. Yeah, that would have been a problem if that thing had been shielded, but yeah, it wouldn't have been shielded if it was a sand harvester, spice harvester. Interesting how like a lot of the creatures, a lot of the ships and vehicles resemble creatures. Oh dear, oh dear. I imagine the Baron, played by the most excellent Skarsgård, not happy. Oh, ooh, that is so goopy. Me no likey, but it works. Oh, oh dear. That is unpleasant to look at, but that's the... You stop doing that with your tail. Sorry. You're perfectly okay. If you want to go to sleep on... Right. She's been a fidgety butt tonight, aren't you? Obviously, time has passed. That looks like Jessica, but I don't think it is. I think we're supposed to think it's Jessica. Yeah. That's why I say, no, like, don't listen to the desert gin, because you can see some weird shit in the desert. They're gonna do it. Right, the worm. Yeah, a thumper. Notice his eyes are starting to change colour as well, which is good. So that shows it's been a while. Yep. You get exposed to the spice for long enough. And people used to think it meant like blue eyes, like mine. No, it means like literally like the iris, the whites, everything goes blue. Yeah, they're going to show it. Also, again, the costume design for the still suits, they look legit. Yeah, because you want to get the... There we go. Yeah, it needs to have that thump to it. So basically, we're amplify the thumper sound to attract the worm. Now, say in the prequel books, they actually sort of show how the first Fremen, or what will become the Fremen, does this, and it's an interesting read. The rest of the book, some people are not too keen on the prequel books, but I think they're okay. They're not brilliant, but I think they're okay. Just because it gives insights into the lore, and as I'm getting older, I've realised I'm becoming more and more of a fan of the lore of systems, rather, and here it comes. That's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. Even from this distance, you can tell that's a big worm. Yeah. And even the Fremen go, fudge, that's big. Yep. Oh, it's gone underground. There it goes. Oh, that is moving at a fair old rate. That is going so fast. That's really going fast. Oh, that's terrifying. That's how you getting on. Okay, interesting. Yep, and I'm getting No Man's Sky vibes again when the word. And yes, I've seen the new update for No Man's Sky. Yeah, because if you f this up, bye bye. Yeah, that's how it works. Meanwhile, the Sandworm's going, what the flip? Tries to roll out the way. Yep. Seriously, that is freaking huge. Alright, that is. I gotta say, Yeah, they're doing this scene very, very well. Like, actually seeing it from the perspective, like, all the sand going over them, what it's like to pull back. Oh, yeah. There we go. There's the music. Now stand. Stand. There we go. Now he's a true Fremen. I said that thing is huge, even for a sandworm. Oh, he's yep. That's converted a few people. And Chan is not happy. Oh, that is a cool shot. To actually see it like what you would be seeing if you were riding the worm, if you're part of the expression. Okay, now you can get my lap. I know. He has ridden the worm. Yeah, a big boy. Interesting. She's wearing the markings. Yeah, this version of Jessica is definitely different from the one in the books, which does make me think that Alia is nudging things along in certain ways. Which, yeah, the fact she's literally talking to her as well. And And not in the same way, that some pregnant women will actually talk to the baby they're carrying, sort of like, yeah. So you can see, obviously, by the progress of how big Ali is. Oh, Paul's getting lucky. What are you doing? Not that. No, no. I almost said something that was a big spoiler for the. No, I'm gonna stop there. This is going to be a problem for me for the entire film. Is getting stuff mixed up between the films and the books. I will try my best. Apart from that big fuck up I did at the beginning, but I apologise again for that. Mm-hmm. It's all part of the Missionia Protectiva, wherever it's pronounced. Basically, the Bene Gesserit just sort of seed legends around the galaxy for their own benefit. Sometimes things happen, sometimes they don't. Hmm. Yes. And that's an interesting thought I've just had. So, like I said, when Jessica becomes Reverend Mother, she gets access to all her genetic memories. And obviously, the same applies to Alia as well. Which pretty much means Jessica's got access to both sets at once. Especially if Alia is communicating with Jessica. Yeah. Yep. And the good thing is that they don't even expect her to, oh, that was a good bit of voice there. The whole thing with the Reverend Mother, she probably could ride the worm, but no, disrespectful, and she is with child. So there's no, yeah. I'm thinking that's Alia. I don't think that's Jessica. I'm thinking that is Alia made. Oh no, it's Jessica. Oh, again, I'm starting to think that's what we are supposed to think that it's her. But yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah. She's got a little pod to sit in. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Little pod for her to sit in. There's symbolism there. Oh, that was a cool shot. Spice Depot, Arakeen. Spice Depot go by, but anybody standing downwind of that's going to get a nice night, if you know what I mean. Yes. Ooh, Raban. 80%. Honestly, as time has gone by, I've actually been very impressed with Batista's acting abilities, and I know he got a bit of a bit of ribbing for Drax and everything, but he was in the second Blade Runner film, and he played a brilliant character in there. No, he's let's say he has definitely impressed me with his acting skills. I know some people say wrestling's fake and it's acting, but it's a different type of thing together. It's more directed rather than acted. Ooh. Oh, yep, oh, he's Chun. Oh, there we go. Notice how most Harkonnens are hairless. See, I could cope with the hair being shaved. I could cope with the eyebrows to a lesser extent. I don't think I could cope with my eyelashes being shaved. That oof. Oh, that's a yeah. That's not a shot you can do twice if you mess that up. Yeah, I am definitely looking forward to Doom 3. 100%. I'm just, like I say, a bit sadly disappointed. It's in terms of the book chronology, it's going to end at the end of essentially Dune Messiah. Because I would love to see how Villeneuve interprets a particular character from Children of Dune. Oh, that's quiet. Excuse me. Oh, I won't. I'll piss him off. Oh, that's another trope I like. A powerful force being taken off one by one in like fog or shadows or stuff like that by a silent enemy, and they're all going, "Hi, where's Bob?" And then you just see them dropping one by one. Yep. What's that, Rabani? Are you running? I thought you wanted to kill Muad'Dib. It's like, no. I, I may be slightly insane, but I'm not stupid. Oh, well done, Random Fadakin. That's a bold move. Yeah, that's probably the first time in his life he has felt fear. Oh, name it. The name has spread to even the Emperor's ear. That's the thing. Irulan is. I'm not gonna say a genius, but she is. Yep. There you go. Yeah, she is very. She learns very quickly. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, that's the thing. She would make an astoundingly potent empress because she's also Bene Gesserit, as she just confirmed there. Imagine that. Somebody who's naturally politically gifted with Bene Gesserit training. Oh, oh, Fade, who was played in the original Dune film by Sting. Yeah, but the Bene Gesserit don't have one plans; they have plans within plans within plans within plans within plans. They are they are the definition of thinking long term. Fade Rufar. Oh, that is unsettling. That is very unsettling with the eyes. Oh, that's a sharp stabby. Yeah, yeah. He's not exactly what you would call mentally balanced. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I thought for a second that was Yue, but no, he died in the first film. Oh, that is unsettling. That was nice though. The transition between the shadow, it being more coloured, and being in the direct sunlight and it being all bleached of colour. That was good. But again, very unsettling. Hmm. This is an interesting way of showing the Harkonnen way of doing things. See, I mean, even in the shadows there, it's got colours to it. But when they go into the sunlight, it becomes muted because of the black sun. Oh, that's Who's playing Fade Rofar? I need to find out. Oh, okay. Austin Butler. He's doing a cracking job. Oh, that is. Those things in the background are freaky. It's like something out of Silent Hill. And that's an interesting way of the. Oh, he's using the shield. That's an interesting design for the doors as well. This is definitely a film where that's a deliberate design. So just put it like that. I suppose that's kind of the point. Yeah, this is definitely not a film where it's like, when you see something that looks weird, it's not weird because somebody's made a mistake. It's weird for a reason. Yeah. Two of them are drugged. One of them isn't. So yeah, he fights in the arena as a birthday treat. Lovely fellow. And he fights with a shield and with them being tanked up to the eyeballs. Yep, the slow blade penetrates the shield. Yep. It's like someone wants this to happen. Now he takes off his shield. That is unsettling. It is just the only word I can think of watching this scene. Oh, okay, the people in those outfits must be sweating buckets. Very. Again, oof. I very much applaud the look. It's a good look. It's just. Ugh. No. Fade wants to take this character on, this dude on himself. I don't say he wanted it to be a fair fight, but I think, if the others had contributed towards it, he wouldn't feel like he can take the glory himself. Paid rough. Yeah, that's the thing. He is a good fighter. He's just unfortunately mentally oh, oh dear. Oh. Oh. Starting to rethink the notion of there not being a mid credit scene. Right. Okay. We'll check when we get to the end. You remember? Right. Okay. Yeah, I know some. Yeah. Uh, Look, you'd break it. Yeah, and then you'd be the one controlling the Emperor. Smart move. Bye bye, cat. Yeah, I know it's not a major thing for films to have, post credit scenes and mid credit scenes as well. Oops, excuse me, as well. So yeah, we can just do a quick scan towards the end because normally by the time the credits come up, I will probably need to go to the bathroom quite urgently. Well, yes, obviously. No, no, she wouldn't. She's not got lost. Yep. So yeah, that means like he's not the Baron yet, but he will be at some point in the future. Like he's like the heir sort of thing. Oh, oh, she's using the voice. Yeah, that's very subtle, but she's yep. He has been there. How did I get here? Mm-hmm. Remember, the Jesuit are very powerful, but they're also smart enough to realise that if they try to take a direct control over things, it would not go well for them. And as I said before, he is a, shall we say, he is related to their breeding programs, plural. It's like, Neil, you can't ask me twice. Don't mind if I do. I'm trying to remember. I'll check after the film. Gomja bar. I know. The Gomja bar's the needle. That's the Gomja bar. Ah. Yeah. I remember saying it. Hmm. Yeah. Fade revised. He's not a mentally well person. And that's the thing about the Bene Gesserit. They are good about the control. They are the kingmakers, the metaphorical power behind the throne. And once again, very. I know I'm going to be saying this a lot. Very unsettling, but oh, now there's some symbolism right there. There's some symbolism. Wow. But I suppose that's kind of the point. The Harkonnens don't care. Like, yeah, that was like, I mean, you couldn't be more blatant. It's just like, yes, the Harkonnens are bad. I mean, I accept that yes, there can be individuals within the Harkonnens that are what we would consider to be decent, good people. But as a culture and a group, oh, hello, Thanos. Sorry, Gurney. He's actually playing. It was a good choice to play Gurney. The casting has been spot friggin' on. And yeah, because you don't want to be on the sand when your shield's active or your suspensor field. Yep, the worms were alerted the second you landed. Oh, that's good. The little camera shakes as well. And that's nice. Again, the costume designs having the suits look like they've actually seen some use and are worn, and are not just like absolutely perfectly clean, except when it's important. Oh, oh, scenes built for IMAX and big sound presentations. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's one of the reasons why when I first watched Dune Part 1, I got overloaded. Because it was just, I don't know, maybe the frequency or something, and it was just. Don't get me wrong, I freaking loved the film. But afterwards, it was just like, I was like overstimulated and overloaded from it. This is manageable. Hello, because I also have my comfort cat here as well, and it's on. It's smaller headphones. I can control the volume. So if it gets too much, I can just make an adjustment like that. Yes, Madam here is helping. Thank you. So, I think steering clear of IMAX might be the best. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've loved watching the IMAX, but I think you're right. I think like for future viewings, I'll probably just go for the regular stuff rather than IMAX. But I suppose that is kind of the point. It is. It's. Oh, oh. He's better. He thought he was dead. But yeah, I think that's the whole point though behind IMAX. It's supposed to be in your face and intense. So. And I'm pretty sure if I do go to the IMAX, they won't appreciate me bringing my comfort animal along with me. So it's a sense of sort. Yeah, definitely a sense of sort. But obviously, as I've got older, I've got to be more aware, of that kind of thing, especially with the autism and the ADHD as well. So, but don't get me wrong, I loved watching it, but I think what I needed was like a way to decompress afterwards or something. But that's a me thing to handle. That's not a problem with the cinema or anything else like that. Actually, it was pretty freaking good. So also said my the cinema that's near me is actually pretty decent. And they have what's it like? What I call £7 Wednesdays, where you can get a ticket to basically any film that's playing at the time for £7. It's just like that's actually pretty good. Like, what? Because he's seeing what comes afterwards. Yeah. Now the thing to him, I know most people watching this channel will probably be aware of this, but the Dune series, specifically the first ones, people think that Paul is the hero. He is not. He really isn't. It's like, yeah, he's like the idiot older brother. But yeah, there was a lot of chatting from people who haven't read the books or even anything that's like, oh, Dune's like a white savior thing, and on the surface, I can kind of see where that logic was coming from, but it really isn't. It's a warning about charismatic religious leaders. And manipulating cultures for what you think is your own benefit, and the effects that can come from that. Oh, Gurney Halleck. Oh, yeah. You don't. Yeah, they're gonna cover it good. Yeah, atomics are banned. They kept. As, oops, excuse me. Mm, you did. And you can't say I blame her. Hmm. Yeah, that's a definite. I'm a bit suspicious. Look, like she believes him, but there's that little kernel of like, mm, like she's having doubts. Definitely. Yep. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's not something you want to say. Yeah, you don't want to be, talking to the people who live there and say, "Oh yeah, we're going to have to blow it up." It's like, really? Hmm. Yeah, that's a vault for sure. Ah, so obviously coded to the Duke and obviously Paul. Oh, those little floaty glow lights are great. 90, 92 warheads. That's a lot. Oh, hmm. Now here's an interesting thing as well. They say it's year 10,000. Okay, but it's not. It's 10,000 years after the formation of the Navigations Guild. By our time frame, it's about another 8,000 years before the guild is, maybe 10,000 before the guild is formed. So it's about 20,000 years in what we would call the future ish. So, because they reset their that looks so good. Mm. Well, they've just got their hand. Is that's a baby sandworm? Yeah, because the spice worms are very territorial. They don't like each other. No, they don't. Alia, shush. Mum's watching. When they got when you see people with the dark skin but the bright blue eyes, it stands out so well. See, baby sandworm, and even that's a big one. So you can see how long the adult how long that one is gives you an idea of how big the adults can get. Worms don't like water. Remember that blue liquid from earlier? Yep. And a thing to remember about melange, the water of life. That is like hyper concentrated spice essence. Yeah, that's not Jessica. The book Jessica would be like, yeah, Paul, don't do it, mate. Trust me, it's no, it will no. Ooh, oh, that looked like radiation burns. Yeah, that wasn't like. Oh, yeah, you don't want to be looking at an atomic when it goes up, especially if it's a stone burner. And the stone burner is exactly what you think it is. Yep, turn it on. Volume down a bit. Yeah, it's exactly what you think. It's a weapon designed to burn stone, and that's Siege Tabers just being absolutely obliterated. Oh, and ooh, that was a crunch. Yeah, see, Rab- Raban is I think he's starting to realise he's not the favourite, and his usual tactics of like won't work against Fade because he's a let's put it like this. Raban is called the Beast for a reason. Fade is more like an assassin. What the burbs? That's because they're the Harkonnens. They're not honourable as a culture, generally speaking. One thing he was not wanting to do, because if he goes south, it goes south, literally and metaphorically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like he's. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul's still an asshole, but at least he's trying not to be the leader of something that's going to be very, very bad. Hmm. Yeah, because if they believe, game over as far as he's concerned, and a war will begin that will make wars on this planet look like a fisticuff. Like, let's just say this: in 40k terms, the Imperium of Man will be looking at him and going, "Not bad." Oh, that voice is good. Very. Yeah, the water of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. No, he is the. Mm, well, I'm gonna be quiet because I don't know if they addressed this in the film, so I'll wait. I made that mistake earlier. I don't want to do that again. Yep, it's like damned if you do, really damned if. Sorry, damned if you don't, really damned if you do. Got them the wrong way around there. Ah, don't need to torch the birds. Oh, I mean, they're inside the car, they don't care. Oh, it's her. Oh, they're leaving her behind. Oh no, I like her. This isn't going to end well for her. That's not a pleasant way to go. That's... Oh. I'm glad they didn't show that. And they just, hinted at it like they were with the birds, but still. Yeah, that's not a... That's not a way I would want... No. It's not quick. Oh, that is... Oh! That is a... 1, 2... That is a dope-ass scene there. Also, the music. Oh, that... Again, it's a lot for the senses to take in. But that's kind of the point. Hello. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't see this in the cinema now, because I would have gone to have seen it at the IMAX, and I would have had the same overloaded effect as well. Here, I can control it. Say I have my comfort cat, I can adjust the volume, and I can adjust myself and everything else. Though I am missing nachos. That's the thing. I am missing. It's just going to take a straight swig of it. Okay, that's gonna be unpleasant for you. Oh, so the genetic memory doors are opening. So imagine what Alia went through. But with the Reverend Mothers, it's only the female line. So yeah, Alia would have. That would be weird. I wonder if it's sort of Oh, that's who's playing Alia. Oh, that is a good choice. Oh, I was not expecting her to be playing Alia. Oh, that's a very good choice. I think it's because Paul's got prescience, adult Alia can have this conversation. He can see it. She can respond to it, but then he can see it again. So it does make sense. He's not communicating. It's more like it's a memory of the future, if that makes sense. It's not direct communication. It's... Yeah, he's done it. He's taken a big look. He is tripping balls right now. Listen, Gabe. No man has come before. Yeah. Oh, using the voice on her. And for Fremen to cry is a waste of the body's moisture, so it's a big deal. Oh, he's back. Then drop the water of life. Yeah, him going is like, yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did it? Yeah, he actually would have detected the her Fremen tears in the poison because he's also Bene Gesserit trained as well. Yeah, that's fair. It's like, make sure he's alright. He's alive. Yes, good. Slap. You know what? That would be one of those. It's alright. It's okay. Don't do anything to her. She has the right. Now he's having to process everything. Of course he can. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh. 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 I forgot about this bit. Yeah. 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 That's one heck of a revelation, isn't it? Lady Jessica is the daughter of Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. I know. I can still remember in the book reading that and just being the. It's one of the few times I've been reading a book that it's legitimately made me go exclaim out loud something like "Holy flood!" sort of exclamation. Yes, the Again, I was saying no more. That's a lot of people though. Hello. I thought it was Pebbles then. No, that's a crowd of people. Imagine that being a background artist or actor for this. It's like, who are you? Oh yeah, I am. I'm the 20th Fremen from the left. You get comfortable, please. Thank you. Oh, that's a big siege. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of like dislike, distrust maybe between the northern and the southern tribes. Ah, humanity, even on other planets, still stay the same. Bloody northerners. And of course, the ones in the north are like southern pansies. And yes, I realise the irony of me, somebody who lives in London, saying that. And this is where Paul has basically, this is not Paul anymore. This is Muad'Dib. Mm. Got their attention for sure. Yeah, but this is the awakened Paul, Muad'Dib. Because of his presence, he knows exactly what's going on. Because he can literally see it. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of understand why they're like, how would he know that? Wadib. And also you can understand why Chani is basically very much not happy about this. And this is what makes them dangerous. Because they're fanatics now. And it begins. The spark. Yeah. In basically in the books, when Paul does this scene, pretty much Jessica is horrified. Because while she doesn't have prescience like Paul does, you know, they can pick up on the vibe of things. Yep. Interesting way to deliver a message. Excuse me. Dangerously defiant because you bred that into them. Ah. And can you guess what that way is? It was a tactic used quite often in Europe areas, and I include the UK in this. And it's one of the reasons why, shall we say, certain bloodlines are, well, not so much a family tree, more of a family reef, if you know what I mean. Lots of inbreeding. Ooh, that's nice. Showing me entry. It's a big old sandstorm. Okay, that's just showing off when you have a ship like that. But for a desert, it does make sense because it's very reflective, so it would be helpful to keep the temperature down. But still, that is just showing off. Very, what's they call it? ostentatious. Ah, so kind of a lie, kind of not. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of troops and vehicles and ships, and he's basically building a base there. Lovely. He's just floating there, menacingly. Yeah, Chinese not happy, and rightly so. What are you doing, Cat? Oh, you clean. Charming. You don't. You don't want to know what she's doing. Now, there is another change that they've done, and I can kind of understand why they did it. Again, regarding Alia, but I'm going to wait till the end, towards the end of the film in case a version of it happens. But if you've seen the original film, you may know what bit I'm talking about because that wasn't in the books. I do have some issues with the original Dune, but it was not bad. Not a bad film. Still, Christopher talking like Christopher. Got my phone buzz. Oh yes, the Bene Gesserit truth sayers. Oh, okay. That's how they're handling it. All right. Interesting. So that's another change. Again, I'm not complaining about the changes. I'm just observing them. That's a lot of troops. I just suddenly thought as well, the light reflecting off of that must be a problem for anybody who even looks at the ship. You do that, and suddenly you get like the full glow of the Arrakis sun in your eyeballs. That's got that was that will sting. Hmm. And that's a lot of Fremen. That's quite a lot of Fremen. There go the atomics. Now, technically, oh, lovely. He's not breaking any laws because he's not using them against people. He's using them against a natural barrier. So, like, legally speaking, it's like, I mean, the fact that there were people there who just happened to have been squished by it, that's rather unfortunate. Yeah. What was that? Oh, yeah. That's one of the ground troops who. Oh, well. Some of them got squished. Like, why hold up a flag in a storm like that? It's just going to get ripped to shreds in seconds. Oh, it's all going. No, it's all clearing up. Oh, I wonder if they're going to do what I think they're going to do. Yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. Yeah. I mean, what's that dude with a knife waving up against it? I see that coming through the destroyed wall. I'm going to be like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out. Oh. So there's at least 3 worms there. At least. More than 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just scooping them up. I just remembered the popcorn bucket. Yeah, that's not going to work against them. Bye bye. Yeah, just seeing it scooping it up, literally just like for a lot of Dune 2, they had a promotion for a few cinemas where you could get a popcorn bucket shaped like Shai Hulud. I wish I had one of those. Oh, yeah, the Fedaykin. They are. Yeah, they completely outclass a Sardaukar. I mean, you've got people who are literally born, bred here for generations. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Sardaukar are dangerous. Very dangerous. But the Fedaykin are even more dangerous. Ah, he's still reaching for the throne, bless him. I was like, must get the throne. Although hearing all that going on outside and just hearing it getting closer and closer and closer, and then stuff like that happens. How many of those side of the card do you think are going to survive? Place your bets now. I think it's safe to say none of them. It's like, who the flip are you? Although Fade was like, yeah, that's him. I want to fight him. So that's how they're handling it. Yeah, in through the neck, sever the spine from the inside. Brutal, but very effective. Because even if you miss the spine, the jugular is just going to bleed out. So, yeah. Really? Just put the blades away, boys. Just put them away. Do you know who I am? Just lay down on the floor and die. Excuse me. Yeah, not even extract his water. Just get rid of him. That was just like ridiculously fast. I mean, yeah, there's casualties on high for both of them. But yeah, this is like the opposite of what happened with the Atreides. They were, for all intents and purposes, wiped out overnight. Now it's the other way around. And I imagine Gurney's expressing some anger right now. Can't say I blame him. Although fair play to the dude behind him is like, right, you carry the banner. You drop it, I'll cut your balls off. Although they wouldn't do that because that's like, you know, in any military force and stuff like that, the banner bearer is like a position of like, you know, honor. That is like, and that seems to be like no matter what culture I've seen it in. It's like if you're a banner bearer, you're the person who carries it. It's because you are like, yeah, ooh, that was quick. That was anticlimactic almost. Wow, hello. Yep. Don't even use the moisture, just burn them. Oof. I imagine the fragrance isn't too nice though. Hello? What you been up to? Yep. You're not even burying him. Drop him in the desert and let the insects have their turn. So that made me sorry, I'm sorry. That's just. Ooh, I'm getting flashbacks to Wrath of Khan. That scene. Hmm. Yep. Yep. So that was just this Sardaukar. Now this is all of the great houses turning up. And I imagine quite a few of the minor ones as well. Now the great houses would be like the contemporaries of House Harkonnen and House Atreides. So it would probably include House Tiliex and House X as well, which would be a spoiler if I explained who they are. Yes, there is. It's like Lady Jessica just turns to and goes, "Sup, bitch." Yeah. No, and Paul's not the abomination. Yep. Yeah. Like as I said, the whole taking taking a child in marriage type. What's a child offspring would be a better term, I suppose, because she's an adult. Yeah. Looks like I got cat hairs all over my face. What? Oof, that's mm, wrong choice of words. I think we know who that's. Yep. Yep. That was obvious. Yeah. Again, there's another thing with Fade as well. I'm not going to mention because they may address it in the film. Hmm, nice simple blade. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, I'm loving how they're handling this. This is almost exactly how it goes in the book. That's true. Oh, that's a lovely bit of cinematography right there. So yeah, in his own way, Fade does have a form of honor, but it's absolutely tainted with him being a sociopath and mentally unwell. He's almost basically he's almost like Paul's opposite. But as I mentioned before, they have multiple bloodlines, and also they now have the offspring of Fade as well to continue with things. Oh, that's a lovely bit of framing right there. The lighting and everything. Oh, I love that. Calling her a pet. It's like, dude, you would probably beat her in a fight. I won't deny that, but you'd be losing your testicles and other body parts as well. And you notice there's no music, which is unusual. No dramatic music. It's just what's going on. Hmm. Which also harks back to the first film. See, now we get the music. Listen, everyone's like, shit. Oh, there's a knife there. Oh, what's that doing there? Yeah, that's that's kind of like that's gonna mess with anyone's head. And like, hmm, who's next? Hmm. Obviously, with their their like, sort of hand signals that they're talking, they're just giving it voices to make it easier for everyone to understand. Also, cool bit of drama. Yeah, just walking towards him, really like, like yeah, here's my bitch. Doesn't even have to say it. Basically, take the knee, kiss the ring. It's basically like an acknowledgement of like, yep, you've won. Okay, so the thing I was talking about earlier with regards to Faye Rafal, because it doesn't look like they're going to address it, is when, especially after Paul takes the water of life. Now, bear in mind, this is all from the books, and this is from a long time ago, so I may have some of the details slightly wrong. But once Paul takes the water of life, he sees prescience and the future in everything he does. But with Fade, I keep calling him Fade, but with Faye, he has trouble seeing Faye because Faye shares a lot of genetics and, shall we say, potential of what Paul has. Except Paul did not have the same psychological problems that Faye had. And obviously, like I say, opposite coins, opposite side of the same coin. So in effect, Paul was struggling to see where Faye was, so it became almost like an even fight. Ooh. Which is what he didn't want, because there are now going to be billions of dead rather than several thousand. I mean, that landscape is just... Right, I'm just going to quickly scan the credits to see if there's a post-credit scene. It doesn't look like it. But to be on the safe side, I'm going to quickly Google. Very quickly. Is there a post-credits scene Dune 2? Oh, apparently there is. Oh. Interesting. Are those... Oh, interesting. Some say yes, some say no. Okay, I'm getting conflicting information. Oh, okay, no, IMDb says no, 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 no post-credit. Okay, so it looks like it's safe to say that there is no post-credit scene. So what I'm going to do is now, I am going to end things here for tonight. Because I really need to go to the bathroom quite urgently. So I'm going to say good night. That went really quick. Actually, differences for sure. Very surprised to see Anna Taylor-Joy playing Alia. I can vaguely remember that I've seen it in the credits before, but I didn't put two and two together. But that was... that was actually the fact that felt shorter than what it was. Yeah, I'm gonna go because I need to use the bathroom quite urgently. So I will say good night, and I will be back streaming with some more Star Trek Online next week. Hopefully Tuesday, fingers crossed. So good night.